Hi, my name is Mandolin Royal, and today we're going to be processing a boarling pig who has a scrotal hernia. And that means he's going to be a ticking time bomb on potentially developing an issue from that. So we're just going to go ahead and process for a whole roasted pig. We haven't done one before, so this is new to us. What we're looking at right now is our scalding setup. So it's a propane fired burner with a giant stainless steel pot on it. We're waiting on the water inside to get to 150 degrees. It's got some bubbles, so we're getting close. Some of the other things we have going on is 2 different types of scrapers to see which one is more effective. We have a hanging scale so we can get a weight. That'll help with establishing cook times. We've got our thermometer for checking the water as well as internal temperatures. Stainless steel bowl for parts we want to keep. Some salt that we put into a cooler. It's big enough to put the whole pig inside. There's ice, water, probably about a cup of salt. We wiped everything down, we sanitized everything. That's as clean as the table's gonna get. But since we're keeping the whole pig, not too worried about that. So once we have achieved scald temperature at 150 degrees, we're gonna go ahead and start this process. So more on this in a few. All right, so we're into the scraping part, and neither of these scraping tools were getting the job done in a satisfactory way. So what's actually working are some vintage knives that have a scoop blade on them. They're a lot more effective, probably because they have a sharper edge on them, where these tools do not have that sharpened edge. And the guys were kind of talking about sharpening them, but having a swoop on there is really helpful. Both of them have a curvature. Petrie, is there a name for these knives?
This is what they call a buffalo skinner. It's for fleshing large animals. It's basically designed for buffalo back when they was processing those, but I use it for everything because this blade is razor sharp. You can hold it 90-degree parallel like we're doing here for scraping, which is what you want to do. You don't want to fillet it, you don't want to cut it. You're just 90-degree flat like this, and you're just scraping.
Yeah.
The best blade there is.
That's good to know.
That's why it's 100 years old and it still works.
These are brand spanking new and they're not doing it.
They just need to be repurposed, reshaped, and they don't have the proper cutting.
Yeah.
Coming from the factory.
So we're going to be keeping our eyes out for knives like these because we're borrowing Petrie's knives for this. But we're going to keep on scraping, so more on this in a bit. Yep. We're re-scalding the back side. After scalding twice and monitoring our temperature and how difficult or easy things were, it really looks like it's a minimum of 150 degrees with a minimum of a 5-minute soak. We're trying to be careful. We don't want to actually cook anything, but that seems to be the minimum operating parameters for making scraping clean and easy. So we're almost done. We'll do a couple more updates on this process, getting to our whole roasting pig, but I figured those were important little tidbits to know. All right, so we've got our pig into the cooler with the salted ice bath. We did have to take the head off to make sure that it fit in here. And we've kind of been moving it, swishing it, and making sure we've got full coverage of the ice water. And I do need to backtrack a little bit and let you know this is a 4-month-old Kune Kune boarling. He was having problems with his testicles not dropping in correctly, ending up in a scrotal hernia. So we decided to go ahead and do what needed done, which is going to turn into a really, really good meal of whole roasted piglet. So we're pretty excited about that. We started out with 47 pounds for the live weight. After dressing out, we're at 33 pounds for a dress weight. We're gonna let it stay in the cooler with the ice water for about 24 hours. And after that, we're debating on if we're gonna hang it in the smoker or do a whole roast over a old-fashioned spit, maybe using apple wood. I don't know. After this point, this is very much to be continued.